Welcome back to Movie Recaps. Today, I want to recap a 2019 movie called Crawl. Don't forget, I will reveal spoilers. The film starts at a swim relay at the University of Florida. Haley Keller competes, but she just misses the best time. It brings back a memory of her losing a relay as a child and feeling bad, but her father, Dave, would continue to encourage her to keep up her hard work. After the relay, she receives a video call from her sister Beth. She informs Haley about the impending Hurricane Wendy that is about to strike Florida. Beth expresses concern since she hasn't heard from their father, and she thinks he is still around the area. They have a slight argument, since it appears that Haley took Dave's side in her parents' divorce, while Beth took their mother's side. Haley starts to drive out of town as per evacuation notices, trying and failing to get in touch with Dave. She runs into an old friend ex-boyfriend of Beth's named Wayne, who is attempting to direct traffic as the storm starts to hit. He shows her where to go, but, out of concern for her father, Haley turns around and drives down a path to get back to find Dave. Haley goes to Dave's condo to only find his dog Sugar there. Haley calls Beth to inform her, and Haley suggests that Dave is at their old family home. Haley heads there with Sugar against Beth's wishes, especially as the streets have started to fill up with water. When they get to the house, Haley doesn't find anyone upstairs. She calls his phone and finds it in the kitchen. His car is still in the garage. Alerted by Sugar's barking, Haley goes into the basement where she finds Dave unconscious and with a badly broken leg. She tries to carry him upstairs, but they are attacked by an alligator that has made its way down there. Haley pulls herself and Dave to safety and manages to barricade themselves behind some pipes. Haley tries to help tend to Dave's wounds, but he tells her she should get out of there on her own. She refuses to leave without him. Haley wants to retrieve her phone that she dropped in the struggle, so she attempts to get through by staying hidden. She reaches it, but a second gator appears behind her. While trying to escape both gators, one of them crushes the phone. Haley's leg gets bitten, but manages to blind one of the gators, while Dave beats the other gator's head in. She gets away from both of them and stays in a corner to treat her injury. Dave also painfully manages to fix his leg. With the water levels in the basement quickly rising, Haley tries to find a way to get help. She flashes a light to two people, Lee and Stan, who are across the street at the gas station trying to loot it with their friend Marv. Stan starts walking over, but the gators get Lee in the boat before getting to Stan. He tries to yell out to Marv to warn him, but Marv watches as Stan is savagely torn up outside the store. Marv sees too late in the mirror that a gator has come for him, and it immediately makes a meal out of him. Dave suggests that the only other way out is through a passage leading up back to the living room. Haley tries to push the hatch open, but it is blocked by a drawer weighing it down. Outside, Haley and Dave notice Wayne and his police partner Pete coming by to check for people who may have been left behind. Pete stays on the boat while Wayne goes inside. Pete notices that the boat's turbine is caught in seaweed. Wayne enters the house to try and find Haley, but he is grabbed by a gator's jaws. Pete is caught outside by another gator as well, and he is brutally torn to shreds by other gators joining in. Haley makes it to Dave's side and begins to cry, thinking they will die right there. She also has been blaming herself for her parents' divorce, thinking that she made Dave turn his priorities toward her and swimming. He assures her that none of it is her fault and that she and Beth kept them together until they both moved out. Dave encourages Haley to keep pushing forward. Dave tells Haley how he thinks she should escape. He then grabs the shovel and bangs on the pipes to draw the gator's attention. When one arrives, he manages to dislodge a bracing beam which crashes down on the gator. Dave then manages to beat the gator to death. Haley discovers Wayne floating in the water and grabs his gun, but a gator bites into her arm. She shoots repeatedly until it is finally dead, and the bullets have run out. Haley then figures the only other way out is through the storm drain, which is where the gators came in from. She swims through it and avoids being spotted by the gators, but she does see that they have already laid eggs, and some of them are hatching. She gets out safely and runs into the house after smashing a side glass door with a chair, just as the basement has completely filled with water. Haley pulls Dave out, but he is unconscious. She manages to revive him, and they make their way outside. Haley and Dave grab Sugar and attempt to make their way to the looters' boat, but they want to do so without making splashes so that the gators won't hear them. They are successful in getting the boat, but the floodwaters become too much, and it pushes the boat back into the house. Haley finds a radio and tries to call for help. Dave tries to protect Sugar from a gator, and he gets his arm bitten off. Haley is trapped in the upstairs bathroom with a gator as the water level rises, but she manages to trap it in the shower before getting back to Dave. The two take Sugar outside as they head to higher ground. Another gator attempts to attack Haley, but it gets swept away by the current. After finally managing to get on top of the roof, Haley and Dave lay there as a helicopter comes near. Using a road flare she found, Haley uses it to signal it toward them. It works, and the people in the helicopter lower something to finally pull them up to safety. I hope you enjoyed that. Please don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on more great movie recaps.